Last week, you received a video on our weekly email that I did while I was at Camp Solomon Schechter with my family, interviewing kids from across the Lower Mainland who are enjoying their summer vacation at Camp Solomon Schechter. My family and I had a great time at camp, and I know that the kids at camp were having a wonderful time as well. It was clear from the joy on their faces just how great camp is. But while Lissa and I were at camp enjoying ourselves, it was also weighing on us something very important and very worrisome. And that, of course, is what is happening in Israel. I know that we are all so concerned about what is taking place at this moment, the barrage of missiles that has been falling on Israel, the safety of the soldiers who have gone into the Gaza Strip in order to do what they can to take care of the situation, to prevent the missiles that have been landing and have been shot from Hamas into Israel, and to clear out the tunnels that have been dug in order to commit terror attacks on Israel. I know that we are all so worried for the soldiers and for the citizens of Israel. And while we watch the news, as I know I have been doing, and read the newspaper and look at all of the media's focus on the current situation, I believe, as the Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, said very clearly just a couple of days ago on CNN, we are all concerned, not only for the citizens of Israel, but the civilians in the Gaza Strip as well, concerned for all of their safety. But as Benjamin Netanyahu said so clearly, that while Israel does all that it can to protect its civilians from rockets, unfortunately we know that Hamas is doing exactly the opposite, using its civilians to protect its rockets. And this is extremely disturbing, upsetting, and worrisome not only for the present, but for the future as well. Ultimately, I believe that the situation on hand is not about politics, but about human beings, about pikuach nefesh, about saving lives. That is the job that the Israeli army and its soldiers are doing to the absolute best of their ability. And ultimately, I pray that what they are doing now will bring peace for the future. This week, we read the last Torah portion in the book of Bamidbar, in the book of Numbers. And in this week's Torah portion, we find enumerated the details of the boundaries of the land of Israel. Those boundaries, according to this week's Parsha, are rather extensive. And many like to point to this week's Parsha and say, this is what Israel would like to achieve. When I know that the reality of what the modern nation of Israel wants to achieve is not maximum boundary size, but maximum shlemut, maximum wholeness, meaning peace, and the ability to live comfortably, with safety, within the modern nation of Israel. This week also happens to be in the midst of what is known as the 3 weeks, the time period between the fast of the 17th of Tammuz and the fast of Tisha B'Av, a time period in which the entire Jewish people every year are in a state of semi-mourning. A time period in which we remember not only the breaching of the walls of Jerusalem, but ultimately the destruction of the first and second temples. In this time period, each and every year, we remember our suffering. We remember the calamities of our people throughout the history of thousands of years. And while, thank God, this moment is not nearly the same situation that we have faced over the course of the last couple thousand years, we as a people have lost dozens in the last couple of weeks. And we know, unfortunately, that there may indeed be more people who are killed in the days and the weeks to come. We hope that the violence that we see comes to an end very soon, and that the IDF that is fighting with bravery and with honor achieves a state of shalom, of true peace, that will last for years to come.